Hey, Dutchman Games here. Welcome back. Today we're going to work on the jumping animation, getting that working right. And also we're going to work on the functionalities of actually attacking something and dealing damage. So, let's get right into it. Let's open up the Greystone character animation blueprint. And from here, we're going to add some more animations. So, what we want to do is we want to add a state. We're getting right into it, called jumping start. Now, in this jumping start, we're going to add is in air, and we're going to set in equal to that. And if it is in air, we are going to put in a jump start animation. Now, let's test this out. When we jump, we will actually see the jump start animation, but it will keep doing this. Sorry, it's kind of funny, but it will keep doing this, right? So we don't want that. We want it to go to a basically a middle. So if it is still in air, it will go into a middle one, and then we want it to go back to a landing one as well. All right. So from here we will go to another state. And this state will be called jumping loop. And then from there, we will go to another state, which is called jumping end or recovery or whatever. And from there, we will go back to bulk sprint. All right, so what we want to do is we want to go into the transition of the jumping start to jumping loop. We want to get jump start and then time remaining. And then we want to get a less than float and then 0.1 and then add it as a result. So right now, if the remaining time is less than 0.1 seconds, it will be activated. Then we go to jumping loop, and here we're going to select, I think, the fall one. The fall one. So now what will happen is when we jump, you can see that it will transition into a falling animation essentially. Now from the jump end, what we need to do is we need to get the is in air, and we need to equal the is in air and say it's not in air anymore. And then the jump end will be the land. And then from in this one, we will basically do the same thing. We will get jump land, time remaining, less than float, make the 0.2 maybe, play around with it a little bit. And now we should have a fully working jumping animation. There we go. Now it's a little, it like shooks a little. It doesn't really go into the land animation as much as I wanted to. Right, so this is basically the basic loop. So you have your in air. If the in air is true, so you are jumping, it will change the animation to the jump start one. Then it will give about 0.1 second. Maybe we can even make this 0.2 seconds to see if it will look even a little bit better. Now, the jumping loop will happen when you're in the air and there's no jumping start. And then when you are not in the air anymore, it will do a jumping land. And then from there, it will go back to the original transition with basically a little delay. So, if we are walking, jump, here we go. So now we can run, we can jump, we can do all that stuff. There's only one problem. When we attack, we can jump while we attack. And if we're running and we attack, it will stand still because we fixed that. But when we jump, we can actually attack. which is not a good, like this, and then it doesn't look good. So there's a very easy fix for this. We will go to our jump, which is this one. And then before we actually do this, we want to check. Check is running. And check light attack. And if these are actually true, then we don't want anything to happen. And if they are false, then we will jump. And the stop jumping can just do whatever. So now when we are attacking, we can't jump. We can only jump when we stop attacking. See? And this is basically how you set up a basic jumping animation for your character. And also a falling animation. Because every time we fall off something, it will do the jumping animation as well. Almost looks like it's you know, it gets a little like scared as it like, oh. Anyway, so that's that. All right, so now that we have the jumping fixed, what we're going to do now is make functionalities to break a box with your sword. So a damage output functionality, an attack functionality. You want to right click in your map where you have space in your folder, and you want to click on Blueprint Class and select an actor. This will be the Blueprint BP underscore destructible box. Right. In this, we're going to add a static mesh. So you're going to open the destructible box, and you're going to add component, and you're going to click on static mesh, and then you're going to look for box or crate. Now, because we added a bunch of items from that we added in the first project setting, so when we set up the project, we added a lot of different assets. We actually have a crate asset, or maybe a barrel asset. There we go. Let's do a wooden barrel. So get the wooden barrel, and now we need a box collision around the wooden barrel. So we need to be able to interact with this wooden barrel. And I love to do that with box collisions. I love box collisions. So we're just going to put a box collision around it like that. Super easy. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just put a box collision around it. There we go. That's about right. You can edit that as much as you want, but this is the basics. Now, what we need to do is we need to get this box collision to begin overlap with a specific collision inside the third person character. So we need to open our third person character. We need to go to our character mesh, and as you can see, our character already has a sword in his hand. Usually I have these separate, but because we cannot have it separate because it's part of the character, we are going to pause the animation so we can work with it, and then we're going to put a collision, but this time a sphere collision, on the character. So we're going to hook it on the mesh, and then at parent socket we're going to add it to, I believe there actually is a hand right, and then we're going to adjust it until it fits about the sword. So play with this. Right now it's on snap. You can take that snap off so you can place it very accurately. It doesn't have to be perfect. I think this is good. A little bit bigger is usually better in this case. So you just want to make it look like it fits. There we go. I think that's pretty good. And now we're gonna compile that, and we're gonna start the animation again. And as you can see, there's a nice box around the sword. And this capsule, this box, we're going to call weapon hitbox. Now, people who already know how Unreal works, they will probably say, hey, there's better ways of doing this. You can add hitboxes, like actual ones. You can do it in the animation. But I feel like because this is a beginner tutorial, this whole series is for beginners, I want to make it as simple as possible. And I feel like this is the simplest way to do it, which also yields results. And also it gives you a good idea on how it would work. So this is the source. So now we actually need a variable that says attack ready. Now with question mark, actually. And now every time when we are attacking, and we're actually attacking, what will happen is it will switch on. So we want this to be on when we attack. So you want to go back, by the way, maybe I'm going too fast, but you want to go back to the third person character and then to the simple attack system that we made an episode ago. And then when you're done attacking, so after the 1 second, it will actually go off. And what this does, it only makes this hitbox viable in your attack. And we can actually like give it maybe a small delay of 2 seconds, maybe 0.3 seconds. This way, what will happen is there will actually be a very small delay because you're also winding your weapon up, right? You're also like the weapon doesn't touch the enemy immediately, so it's winding the weapon up, and then this will go on 0.7. Keep everything right. Now, why are we doing this? Why are we doing all of this? We're doing this because we don't want the weapon, the weapon hitbox to actually touch enemies when we're not attacking. And let's say I run into someone, I don't want my sword to deal damage. I want my sword to only deal damage when I attack. Now we're going back to the destructible box, and we're going to cast to third person character, like we always do. All right, so we're going to cast to the third person character, and then from here, we are going to when we're going to do a branch, it says get attack ready. The branch, which you can do with holding B and press, holding B, press, holding B, press. Super easy to do. Otherwise, you can just type in branch. And the attack ready, if this is true, we want an emitter to spawn. So spawn emitter at location. An emitter is a particle effect. And when it's false, don't do anything. And then we also would like to have a sound at location. So play a sound at a specific location. And then we also want to destroy the actor, which is the box. Now there is actually a box destructible break wood particle effect in the Infinity Blades effects, which is perfect for this. And then from the location, we need to get actor location, and then that will get the location of the actual actor itself. And here we don't really have anything like destroying wood or whatever, but we're just going to add an explosion for now. Now this should all work. So let's put down a box, and another one, and another one. Let's test this out. Alright, so one small thing you want to do is actually make the box a little bit bigger. Not just the... So make the whole box 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. And then also the there we go. So just a box. And then in the third person character, we added that delay that we added in front of the other delay. Don't do that. So I thought that would make it better, but it made it worse. So hey, you know, it happens. So when we walk up to this big box, we get a nice safe there. We can actually destroy it like that. So what we have now is a very rudimentary, very simple. Let's make this box a little bit better. It's a little too big to me. So now we have a very rudimentary, simple damage system. And what we can do now, because look, when we walk against it, nothing works. When we do that, it works because I'm hitting it with the back. But generally speaking, this is a very simple way to attack something. And what we can do now is we can place enemies that are attacking us, and then we can only attack them when we actually in that 1 second window of our sword actually attacking them. So, hope you guys found this easy to follow, and I hope you guys are enjoying this. We're going into a little bit more technical stuff now with hitboxes and all that stuff. But I hope you guys find this easy to follow. And of course, once this series is ready, I will share this project with all you guys so you guys can actually download the project and play with it. I don't want to do that when it's not ready yet, so when the series is finished, you can actually access the project yourself. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys find this interesting. Please leave a subscribe down below and a like. That helps out a lot. I'm really trying to make a YouTube channel with a lot of tips, also on Unreal Engine 5 in the future, because I feel like I just really enjoy making YouTube videos, and I also enjoy making tutorials, and I enjoy Unreal. So it's basically a 1 and 1 plus 1 equals 2 kind of thing. But I hope you guys do enjoy, and I hope you guys learned a lot of stuff from this, because it's fun to make games, and it's very, very possible if you just try and trial and error, and hopefully this series will guide you through that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Cheers.